What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay Money and my guy, the Shark. What's up with you, my guy? Everything cool with you?
Absolutely. We were off without the sound quality and the song yesterday, Round Ball Rock. For those that are wondering who want to stream it themselves, of course, off the NBA and NBC broadcast in the 90s. Shout out to Bob Costas and the boys for truly putting on a great production back in the day. And of course, that inspired me. It inspired Jay to a certain degree. And this is what we try to bring to you guys every day. So we apologize for not having the intro yesterday. We were coming out firing, or maybe not so much on a Monday, but it is Tuesday. It is November 9th. It is the opening day of college basketball today. College basketball, obviously, being the biggest single project any capper can undergo. Hundreds of games daily, thousands of games over the course of a season. You have 15, 20 plus conferences. I believe 200 teams in Division 1A. It's a crazy, crazy endeavor. I would say on that, guys, take it easy early season. You can lose a lot of money in that many games. But we were centered on a 3-game NBA card today. 3 games, doubleheader, national. And I have 2 official plays. Jay Money is money. What's going on today, brother?
Yeah, everything cool, man. Yeah, apparently some people missed the intro yesterday. People asked saying it wasn't the same without the intro, man. So we'll make sure we get that going for y'all, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, go and follow us on Twitter at Shark and Sports, at J Money is Money. It's in the description, man. All that. Go and follow us. Let's get to it, man. 3 games today, man. So let's try to cash. We had someone do the timestamp for us yesterday, so I'm gonna put it on the banner. I'll put it on the banner just to make it a little bit easier for my guy there or whoever like to do this timestamp. We appreciate y'all. It's a little bit. Hey, we scratch you guys back, you scratch ours, so we appreciate you guys, man. But let's go to the streets of Philadelphia. Let's go to the streets of Philly here, Shark. This team playing on a back-to-back. Man, these guys only had like 7 guys playing last night, man. Paul Reed played 4 minutes, so technically 8-guy rotation for the 76ers. It was a tough game last night. Doc Rivers said after a post game, hey, our guys' legs may not necessarily be there. We run a short squad. Obviously, Tobias Harris, Thybulle out. They got Korkmaz back. They got Danny Green back as well. Still only really a 7-man rotation here, Shark. You got the Bucks here, losers of 5 out of the last 6 games. They are coming off a loss in Washington. They went to the White House yesterday, so probably didn't practice. But I think the Bucks gonna come in here and smack them up, man. You see the lines where it come down from 6.5 to 5.5, Shark. But I know that they beat them all 3 times last year. In theory, it's a revenge spot for 76. This team is down right now. I know they were hot. I think the Bucks clean them up here. They kick the 76ers while they're down. I think they take this more to Smack City tonight. It's a tough spot for the 76ers if you ask me, Shark. What you think here?
Yeah, it is a tough spot for the Sixers. Obviously, a 3rd and 4 back-to-back. Last night, a real lackluster effort, 103-96. We're uncompetitive from the first quarter throughout. Knicks trifecta cover there. We suggested yesterday the Knicks would probably go in there and do what the Knicks do, which is oftentimes not what the numbers suggest. It's just the Knicks, when they want to try, they can't try. So you ask yourself a question, what are the Sixers going to do here in this back-to-back 3rd and 4 scenario? The only other 3rd and 4 back-to-back they've had this year, they actually did cover with the backups at Detroit. But last time I checked, Detroit Pistons are not the Milwaukee Bucks in a 21-22 campaign. Bucks come in here off an L2, a loss to the aforementioned Knicks, and then a real lackluster one on a really sharp figure, Washington -1 the other night in Washington, which we had discussed briefly. But when you're looking back on that, when Washington plays 1 point there, that probably could have been a take. It was definitely a sharp look there. You go back to last year, the Bucks did go 3-0 straight up against the Sixers. They were 2-1 ATS. They were 2-0 ATS at home. They were 0-1 on the road. Early season, they did lay 6 points in Philly and win 109-105 in overtime. They came out really poorly in that game. Then you come back late season, a back-to-back COVID-sanctioned environment in Milwaukee. Came up to 6.5, which was short. Obviously, it should come up to 9 off a 6 road. And they won by 7. So you start to see how sharp this could possibly be. When it's 6 and they win by 4 in overtime, then it's 6.5 and they win by 7. You got a 2 and a hook. And then in the third matchup, it was just an absolute obliteration, a 36-point win, I believe, in Milwaukee. The Sixers just flat out did not show up to play that day. So Milwaukee is 2-0 ATS last two here, but it comes back to the original number. The final number that was -9. So -9 coming to 6 on the road. I think this is razor sharp. Obviously, I can't disagree with you buying the Bucks off a really lackluster start, largely in part to injuries to principal players.
Mm-hmm.
But again, off an L2 and a real lackluster one at Washington, it's definitely not a bad look. However, just looking at the number, coming back to the 6 overtime 4 last year and the 9 coming back on the road to 6. I said it last night about the Timberwolves game. When I have a good feel for how numbers function with teams, I said they were going to lose by 3, 4, or 5 points. Outside of a Karl-Anthony Towns buzzer beating half-court 3, they would have lost by 3 points. I think this game is going to be really tight on the number tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Well, I don't think it'll be tight on the number, but I think in the first half, the Sixers probably come out with something here in the first half. But I think, like I say, once this is one of those where in the second half, can really see these guys run out of gas. We know that they were really hot for a period of time. I don't necessarily think that it was most of who the teams they were playing at the time they were playing, or obviously they just owned the Bulls, so they beat those guys a couple of times. But I think they are due to regress to the mean. Right now, for a couple points here, I'll be honest with you, the Bucks look disinterested to start the year, right? So when they really cared about the game, they went and smacked up the Pistons. Now a couple more losses since that. They came off the White House game yesterday. I think it's going to be like a kind of a experience for the group just to get on the same page here. I think they come in here to Philly, clean these boys up. Like I say, both teams have been playing. Both teams are without players right now. The Bucks have been playing without their guys even longer, so I think they're a little bit more used to it. And they did get Holiday back. They got Portis back, some guys back now. So I think the Bucks here handle business right now. I know it's early in the season. They're not even in the playoff race. You look at the 76ers, number 1 seed. I think the Bucks going to look at that and they're going to say, hey, look, it's time to go here. Got to take a phone call real quick here, Shark. Break down this Hawks versus Jazz spot for us, my guy.
I love it. 9 p.m. Vivint Arena, official play number 1, Utah Jazz -7.5. I booked that 4 hours ago. It's -8 now. Why? I had said on record going back about a week ago, Atlanta really was not helped or gifted by the schedule makers in the early season. They have been in an awful, awful travel calendar. This is their 6th game tonight since last Monday. And they've been traveling all over. They were in Brooklyn, then they came home against the Jazz. They were on a 3rd and 4 there, and they got blown out. Then they had to travel to the West. They played the Dubs, the Suns. Now they get the Jazz on a back-to-back 3rd and 4. It's their second 3rd and 4 sequence in a week and a half. When we really come back to this in June, I always say when we come back and we look back on the calendar, we're not going to say that Atlanta is a 4-7 team who's 1-6 away sustainably. They are just purely in a brutal travel spot here. And even when you go back to last year, they had run off about 9 or 10 wins in a row. And we said on record on this show, their quality is going to be checked against the West. And they went into the West. They beat the Lakers when LeBron James got hurt at halftime, a play we had officially correct here. But then they proceeded to just get cleaned up by these classy teams in the West. And you do look at what's been going on here against the Jazz dating back to last year. The Jazz just own this group. There's just no way around it. We lost the wager going back last week. We thought that the Hawks would revenge them. They did not. They just completely cratered in the 4th quarter. I had suggested at that point in time that they might find some energy on the 3rd and 4 back-to-back, a reverse of what originally happened in the Trae Young days before a coaching change. They are 0-2 ATS on the 3rd and 4 back-to-back scenario this year. They did travel to Washington and get handled by 11 points as a favorite, and then they did get blown out by the Jazz in the 4th quarter there. You also look at what the Jazz are doing here. They're coming in here off of 2 losses in a row, a really, really pathetic showing in Orlando on Sunday. They come home. I don't think the home game 1 environment fade idea applies to the Jazz as much. They play great in their home stadium, and again, off of 2 losses, catching Atlanta just in the most brutal travel environment you will find in the sport. Again, 6 games since last Monday, 2 3rd and 4 situations. You get the Jazz juiced up here, and you get the number. Jazz laid 1.5 on the road. They're laying 7.5 here. It should be 4.5. I think it speaks to potentially the bottom out point. And I mean that seriously. I think this might be the low point of the Hawks season tonight. I think they might get absolutely massacred, and then they get 2 nights off. They go to Denver for the final game of a trip. Then they come home for a 5-6 game homestand where they will turn up their quality. I have Jazz official here. I think Jazz win this game comfortably by double digits here tonight at -7.5, 1 unit.
Yeah, I see you got the hat on as well. Apologize. I had to take that call. Couldn't miss that one, my guys. But I couldn't talk you off here. I knew you were gonna like that with the number that 1.5 to 7.5. It's not something I'm on. It's a terrible spot for the Hawks. I can tell you that they could really be down on themselves, guys. They were up 15 versus the Warriors last night. Then you come back. Steph obviously goes crazy on you by 50, goes for a 50 burger. Got to give credit for the Warriors in that way, man. They were dead in the water. They come all the way back, it was down 2 or 3 at halftime, and you could just tell that in the second half they were finna blow that game open, end up winning by double digits. So I had to give credit to the Warriors. Like I say, the Hawks could be down on themselves. Me personally, I do like the way they match up with the Jazz. Obviously, it's not the best spot for the Hawks. Like I say, third game in 4 nights, back-to-back in altitude. The Jazz coming off 2 straight losses. One of them as a 12-point under it's a 12-point favorites versus the Magic there. So it's a tough spot for the Hawks, man. It is. It's not a game I'm betting though. I can't talk you out of the Jazz. I understand exactly why you're on. It's definitely a Jazz spot, my guys. Definitely a Jazz spot.
And Jay, I mean, I always self-reflect off the record every day, and I look back at what I played and what I may have said or thought. You remember about a week and a half ago where I said on the air here, Atlanta's entering an awful, awful travel schedule where they had to play at Brooklyn and they had to come home for one against the Jazz in a back-to-back, and they had to go on the road here to this group of West contenders. It's just awful. And again, I should have been fading them every game. Sometimes I go back and I see things I said, and I was like, I said that. Why didn't I do it? And I mean, I had the idea absolutely spot on that they were just going to get crushed in this sample. And I'm continuing that tonight. I do think this is the bottom point of their calendar. I think after this, they're going to start to turn up with better quality.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Definitely might look towards them in the next game versus the Nuggets. This is a game I'll be watching. I must say, I don't know. I just got a funny feel about this game. I'd like to say I'd lean the Jazz. I understand the spot, but it's not something I'm betting, my guys. It's a couple of counterpoints for the Hawks here, but like I say, I'm not betting this game, so I won't even state them, my guys. Let's get to this. Let's get to the next game here, Shark. Last game up, we got the Blazers. We got the Blazers versus the Clippers here. These 2 teams have already played so far this season. Blazers, Clippers -3 at the house. I was on them, smacked them up by damn near 30. Then the Blazers at the house. They were up by 3. They favored by 3 as well. Smacked up the Clippers. You see what I'm saying? I didn't take the Blazers that game. I actually thought the Clippers could have possibly bounced back. They got smacked up. This is the revenge spot now for the Clippers. It seemed like these guys go zigzag on the season. The Blazers are not a great road team, guys. And I'll tell you, a lot of things going on. Even if Dame does get cooking, whether it's the ball, whether it's him being on the same page with Billups, obviously they got even more distractions now with the stuff coming about the GM. So it's all of these things put together. I don't think necessarily the Blazers are a bet on team right now. Maybe this way all season, but especially right now, it's either I'm fading them or I'm staying off the game. And I need a haircut today, guys. So all last night I'm looking at this game. I'm like, I like the Clippers -3. I think this is a Clipper spot. Clippers are nothing for me here, Shark. What are we doing?
Yeah, on a suddenly not so casual Tuesday, baby Tuesday, we go to the home locker room, the premiere of the Buy Hat Clippers in the 21-22 campaign. And Jay laid the table. I will continue on this. What is going on with these teams? They blow each other out in each other's gyms, and that's basically it. You go back to last year, the Clippers blew them out both times in Staples as well. It kind of reminds me of a playoff series where the home team just cleans up every single game. And the line is confirming it too. You go through these matchups just in this calendar year. The home game for the Clippers, which of course was a blowout, was -3. Then it jumped 6 points against it. It should have been probably picked. And Portland blew them out 116-86. So now you get the revenge game, the immediate bounce back spot. It's ripe in their mind. And they come in here off of actually a fairly lackluster game. It sounds ridiculous, but we had the Hornets incorrectly on Sunday. But the Clippers did not play a particularly great basketball game. They played about 4 minutes of good basketball that entire game. So they clearly did not bring their A game for 48, and they had a look-ahead environment here. You know these guys have it circled on their calendar. We get Portland again. We got shellacked by 30 on the road. Let's come in here. And the line flips to -3. It's showing that strength. It should be pick again. I think they clean them up again, a complete blowout. And you made the comment, Portland is emotionally in shambles. All sorts of stuff going on with the new coach, the GM. Damian Lillard is inconsistent emotionally right now, and it's reflecting his on-court quality. And I think there's a certain portion of this where you see them playing well at home. They have been effective at home, ATS and straight up, but not traveling well. And you think about it psychologically, it's easy to turn up at home with a guy. Say you have a bad vibe with your group. You guys are all at home with your family. You come in, you do your business, you go home. You go on the road, you're around those guys on the plane and the hotel. It pervades, the negative energy is more pervasive on the road. And I think that there's actually some truth to the fact that on the road, it's just that this bad vibe that they're feeling is more of a thing because they're just around each other far more. So all boxes checked, numbers and narratives. Clippers official -3-1 unit.
Yes, sir. That's a damn good point as well. That's something we've got to pay attention to. Some teams are just not going to be good road teams. It is what it is. It's just they're just not built that way. They're like some teams need that home crowd to pat on the backs, that energy from their whole crowd. Other teams may be good on the road, need to come together more. You know what I'm saying? They need that bonding experience. Maybe like the Bucks, like I say, coming from the White House or whatever. Other teams may not. They may be better on the road just because they like each other. You know what I'm saying? And at the house, they could be having distractions or whatever. So some teams flip. I always say, just you got to make note of that. I think the Blazers will be that squad where right now on the road, I mean, they played really well at the house. On the road, it's been night and day. I mean, we saw them just on their most recent 3-game road trip win and lose every single game and 0-3 against the spread as well. So I think it continues here. Then the Clips get the revenge. You're right with the number. And the Clippers are slowly, don't look now, they won 3 straight games, are starting to get high. And like you say, Char, when you win a game that you weren't necessarily supposed to win, it's almost like, all right, look, we won that shit on accident. We finna get on the streak now. It's meant to be type shit. They got Ibaka back, come off the bench as well. So Clippers starting to get their guys back now. Still no Kawhi. I need a haircut. We know what it is. When I get the haircut, it's Clippers or nothing, my guys. So I like it, Shark. I like it, man. Anything else? Any college basketball picks you want to throw them out? Only 3 games today, so we finna get up out of here, my guys.
No college from me. Again, night one is, forget night one, week 1 and 2. There's a lot of unknown information in college basketball right now. Of course, the NBA weeks 1 and 2 are tough. College basketball, you got hundreds of games, hundreds of teams, and you got all new players coming in. The recruiting is all over the place. I don't scout high school basketball, so I have no idea. There are definitely people on Twitter with that. But just one point on that. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are going to be putting out picks because they want to get clicks and they want to get people to follow them. It's not necessarily because they're giving you the sharpest angles. Because I would really make the comment, I don't think anybody's got a super sharp angle the first night of college basketball. So just a point on that.
Gotcha. There's few, but not the many though. So I would say that there's some people that really do their research and go through like who's the recruits coming in. There's a few, but there's not a ton though. I can't say that. There's not a ton. But let's go ahead and get out of here, man. Love the hat. It's gonna cash, man. My hat is carpet hair right now, so we finna go get the fade. Got the socks on, man. Let's cash, Shark. What we doing? Break them off with the officials before we get out of here.
Yeah, 2 officials, 9 p.m. Vivint Arena, Salt Lake City, Utah. Utah Jazz -7.5. Continued bloodbath. I said it, I'll say it again. The Hawks are just in the bottom point of their schedule. It sounds ridiculous, only 10 games in. This travel, nobody can travel. No professional team can function well in this travel schedule. It's absolutely brutal. Back-to-backs, 3rd and 4s all over the country against the top class of the entire league on full fatigue. It's just an all-boxes check spot for Utah here to really clean them up by double digits. And, of course, LA Clippers, first buy hat of the 21-22 campaign. Off of kind of a funky game the other night, I think this trend does continue where the home team in the Portland versus LA matchup just handles the opponent. Revenge game off a 30-point blowout, line moving. Official will official. J Money. Tuesday, baby Tuesday, November 9th. Close them out.
Yeah, it's haircut day, man. We're hopping on the Clippers today, man. I like the Bucks as well. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see all 3 favorites covered today. The one that I least trust in this role would be the Jazz, but I must say the spot is Jazz or nothing, I must say, my guys. But Bucks, clean them up, take them to Smack City. Clippers, clean them up as well, take them to Smack City, my guys. It's cash. It's just a 3-game card today. Still 300 people watching live. We appreciate y'all. We got the shades on. We're trying to cash some tickets. We did the theme song at the beginning, man. So let's cash. Let's take these boys to Smack City. Let's cash them up, man. Hey, if somebody want to do the timestamps, sure appreciate you guys, man. Really do. If not, hey, regardless, let's cash. We appreciate Shay Money or Sha Money, I believe is what it is. It wasn't a girl, but regardless, man, appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe, post some pics in the chat, leave some comments, man. Hey, tell us we're good. Tell us what we need to work on. If we suck, hey, let us know, my guys. We out, my guys. We will be back tomorrow. We out.